Johnson, and I'm the Vice President of Corktown. This is one of the most gorgeous old buildings that you're in now, and within a block away is the first Parliament site. And I really haven't noticed any development at all. I don't know if the Porsche dealership's being asked to move at this stage. I know there's a land deal, but I haven't seen it happen. I have a heritage building just around the corner with a business on it. I'm very interested to hear, since we're promoting tourism, and in fact, G&W are having trouble as a designated tourist area. Now, can anyone out there explain to me, first, what we're doing with the first Parliament site, which I think is vastly more important and no disrespect than some of the other locations we're talking about. After all, that is a major part of our heritage. And secondly, my second question is, what are we doing about it? My second question is, why would we put a methadone clinic at the corner of this street? A methadone clinic which is having 418 patients a day in a tourist designated area. Could anyone answer that, please? David Milligan, sir.
With respect to the first Parliament site, I'm very sorry, off the top of my head, I don't know where it's at. I do know the city worked extremely hard with the province to preserve it. I believe the funding's in place to excavate, and my understanding is that the landowner agreed to move, and that there's been a land exchange which the city is part of. So I think it's all coming. I just don't know the timing, and I can't give you that. If you wish, I can find out the information, I'm sure, fairly quickly and get back to you. With respect to the health needs of addicts, it's in locating these clinics everywhere, anywhere. People find a reason to say no. That's the fact. They're a very difficult thing to locate. I'm not sure this is a city facility. I don't believe it is. I believe it's a provincial facility. But they're a very difficult thing to locate, and you have to meet the needs of the people whose health needs you're treating. And that actually works in favor of the neighborhood. You know, if you got people with drug addictions, they need to get off them. And that's a really important part of a treatment plan that recognizes that harm reduction is part of the strategy to reduce addiction. But I believe that's a provincial location. I don't believe the city's put it there.
On the first matter, I understand from the reports and that I've read that there is a deal in place, as the mayor confirmed. But it's a very complex one because it involves, as you said, the new Porsche dealership, which is new. And there's a time for that to be moved, and then involves another piece of property, which is another person, and it's a chain reaction down the way. But when you get through that chain reaction, I understand that the end result is going to be that that site is given over to the city, and then it's up to the city to get the money to see what's going to do with that site. So it will be preserved. As to the clinic, I was not aware of that, but it's a tough choice. You know, it's a big city we live in, and we're downtown, and if there is a sizable group of people in this neighborhood who need to avail themselves of that clinic, then it should be in the neighborhood. If it's people who are coming from outside the neighborhood to avail themselves of that, I understand your concern, because you don't want to be a destination for people who have that affliction.
I'm very concerned about the quality of life of people living downtown. And I also believe that the city's made a big mistake placing so many social services, the methadone clinic, homeless people, the panhandling, prostitution, the dirtiness of the downtown. People are telling me, in fact, I was invited to Corktown and went on a tour, a long walk through the community just to see what people are living with. If we really want to bring another 1 million people downtown and make the downtown a vibrant, wonderful residential place for professionals and families to live, then the city, we can't say just because it's a provincial methadone clinic that we're not going to do anything. We need to take charge of this and step in and make life better, not only for the people on the street, but for the people who are trying to live here. And I have a lot of ideas on this, which I won't go into because tonight we're talking about historical things. But I will say this, that if we want to bring tourism here, That's another incentive and reason for raising the standards and finding solutions. And lastly, the small businesses that are trying to operate out of some of these heritage buildings are having an increasingly difficult time. That's why I'm going to reopen the business tax and lower it to be equal with the 905 in 5 years to give you some relief. And then I'm also prepared to deal with all of these issues. I've taken a stand on panhandling. I'm also going to have a plan for people when they're released, like at the Good Shepherd at 7:30 in the morning. So there's a plan and a place for them to go during the day, not out on the street.
I have one little suggestion for you.
Go in jail?
No, I'm sorry. It would be good time, if we have time for one more question, and we're moving here.